And into the feet of Paxiao, who can't control that one, and it will roll through to Maury Diaw, the 32-year-old Senegalese goalkeeper, 28 years of age, and he brings it under control. He joined from Clermont in July, and he's had a decent season. Diaw, formerly of Lausanne and Rodez, 28 appearances on the season. Played almost every minute, only missed the Lens game. And he clears long. And the ball's picked up on the left-hand side by Samare, driving forward. Samare inside to Buffal, who falls to ground. Referee gives a free kick. It's against Buffal, who's handled the ball. He is absolutely furious. But Marseille take it quickly and look to edge forward. They then slow things down as Nardi hasn't got an option. And he looks across to Medina. And Nardi again has got Timber in front of him, but elects to go left out to Emerson, who brings it under control on the wing. And Emerson can put a crossing, can he? No, he can't. He goes back to Medina. Now Paxiao, the Brazilian, 25 years of age and edging forward. Paxiao's rugby tackled to the ground, and he thinks he's got advantage. He hasn't. And Igor Paxiao there, who scored 6 times this season, has won a free kick because he was completely rugby tackled to the ground by Unjai, who had hands around his waist, grabbed him by the shoulder, tugged him down. That's a free kick 40 yards from goal over on the left-hand side. Toulouse have taken the lead against Lyon in the 10th minute. Dejan Matali with the opener there, and that means Toulouse move up to 9th ahead of Lorient. And we're just seeing the free kick taken short. Opportunity for Marseille, the curling shot wide. Clever and quick to find Amin Ghouri on the right-hand side. He cut in onto his right boot. He just stayed onside. Clever, well-worked free kick. And Ghouri, with his bright yellow boots, couldn't find the target. He looked for the angle. He tried to play it a bit too cute and missed the target by 2 yards. Big opportunity for the opener. 12 minutes played, 0-0. But Marseille, well, that's the closest they could possibly come without scoring. Amin Ghouri looking for his 8th of the season. Not to be that time out. And Le Havre take the goal kick long. Won back by Beledi, who tries to play it forward to Ghouri, who just missed that glorious chance. And Njai picks it up and plays it out the left to Zawi. Zawi inside to Samare on the halfway line, and Le Havre let the ball run out of play as it came off their Marseille captain Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. It will be a Le Havre throw in over on the left. Taken quickly to Samata, who loses the ball. Stepping in there was Pavard, who looks across to Beledi and Højbjerg and Anardi, who loses out in the centre of the circle as Rasul Ndiaye picks it up. He's got an option to his right in Doucouré. Doucouré looks across, the ball bobbles around, and it's headed away eventually by Marseille, who can clear on the 3rd attempt, and it's still hooked up into the sky, still not fully cleared. Now it is down the right-hand side and into the feet of Mason Greenwood, who'll sprint forward. Overlapping run from Tchukwu and Ardi, and Greenwood can't find him. It goes out of play for a throw-in, which Marseille take quickly to Greenwood, turning and losing possession. Marseille have dominated the ball here with 74%. The referee stopped play. Unjai is furious because it was a foul throw from Marseille, which hasn't been given. Well, Rasul Unjai can have no complaints about the free kick. It's a 3rd rugby tackle in this game. Gauthier Lloris penalised this time round, and Le Havre did start as a rugby and athletics club, and they're showing their origins here with 3 rugby tackles already in the opening 15 minutes. 0-0 the score. Free kick to Marseille, 35 yards from goal, way out on the right-hand side, perhaps further out in fact, and it's chipped in towards the penalty spot, headed down but not away, and headed away at the second time round. Back inside by Højbjerg, who plays it out to Ghouri over on the left-hand side. He's able to shuffle it across to Emerson on the touchline, but out of play it goes. Free kick given in the end. The ball had rolled out, but the free kick given, and Gauthier brought it under control. Back-heeled it out, but he was pulling the shirt of his marker, Gauthier Lloris, and that will be a free kick to Le Havre. So Le Havre moving up to 33 points as things stand with 1 game to play. They have Lorient next Sunday. That would be enough to secure safety. They could pass Nice, in fact, if they could get a goal here. Nice on 34 points, Angers on 35, Le Havre on 33 at the moment. Their goal difference is better than both of those teams above them. Forward come Le Havre, headed away by Marseille, who are looking to win 12 in a row in all competitions against the team from Normandy. Le Havre win the ball back though and shuffle it all the way back to Ayumi Seiko of Japan, 25 years of age, making his 30th appearance of the season. Here's Mori Jiao, who plays it up and long, looking for his centre forward, Ali Samata, who's tall but not tall enough. 183 centimetres tall, the 33-year-old, formerly of PAOK. He joined on a free-from in August. He couldn't win the ball and out it goes for a throw-in over on the left-hand side. Benjamin Pavard, I think it is, down holding his head. He seems to be okay at the moment. And of course Nice are winning at the moment against Auxerre, which is good news for Le Havre. So a reminder, as things stand, Le Havre would be safe from the relegation playoff. They can't go down now. Not automatically at least. And they play the ball all the way back to the left centre-back from the throw-in, Yanis Zouaoui. Here is Aruna Sangante, who chips it long down the right, looking for Ali Samata, brought down by the chest of Soufiane Boufal, who looks back to Fode Doucouré. Doucouré edging forward, loses the ball, silly pass, and there's frustration from Habib Beya, the Marseille boss, who's seen his team dominate so far, but actually they've struggled to create any clear-cut chances, bar the one from the free kick which Amin Gouiri missed by millimetres. Well, so far in this game, Marseille dominating the ball, 64% possession, 93 passes complete with a 91% accuracy. They are yet to record a shot on target. Le Havre have had one, albeit it was straight at Geronimo Rulli from Samata. Le Havre have the ball, 17 minutes gone, 0-0 the score. They play it long down the left and it's picked off by Pavard, who goes back to Rulli, the goalkeeper, into Højbjerg, who just gently strokes it back and out wide to Pavard, who's under pressure by 4 Le Havre players. Sprinting off his line is Rulli, who can't keep it in play, and it will be a goal kick nonetheless. But I don't think the goalkeeper was convinced it would be. And Didier Digard, the 39-year-old, the Le Havre boss, frustrated on the sidelines. Both managers showing frustration early on, and it's Pavard who brings the ball away for Marseille. Forward this time to Højbjerg, who's dropped it on the right. Marseille dominating the dual matchup, 15-1-12. And they play it out to the left to Emerson, who's got his own personal duel with Sangante. And Emerson so far has had the upper hand. Here's Beledi. Beledi forward to Greenwood. Greenwood steps inside and drags the ball across the centre of the half as he's able to play it forward to Timber, who loses out and plays it back to Jiao, the goalkeeper in all orange, who plays it long and out of play on the right-hand side, just inside the Marseille half for a throw-in. 18 minutes of the opening 45 are up, plus stoppage time, of course. Here is Medina, who plays it across to Beledi. Beledi forward to Pavard, over on the right. And into the feet of Timber. Timber in the middle of the box. Can't find an option, and Le Havre able to come away with it down the left. Zouaoui was space to run into it. He's sprinting into that space. Yanis Zouaoui, the left back, threads it through to Samata, who's offside. It looks so promising. But Ali Samata mistimed his run completely. He found himself offside. And a glorious chance goes amiss. He was 4 yards offside. Yanis Zouaoui should have played it quicker. Actually, he was waiting for the defender to bite. I think it's Ali Samata who's at fault for that one. He seemed to me to just run a bit too early, and he's down holding his back and he's stretching his knee, pulling it across his other leg. He's holding his back, stretching his knee, and I think he's just trying to slow the game down a bit because Marseille have had a period of pressure. Habib Beya, the Marseille boss, cleans his glasses, formerly of Red Star Belgrade and Rennes. Joined in February after Roberto De Zerbi left after failing to get through the Champions League phase. He played for Marseille, of course, 128 appearances in 4 years, starting in 2003. Played as well for Newcastle, Doncaster and Aston Villa. 45 caps for his country, Senegal, which coincidentally, his opposition have 4 Senegalese players: Diao, Sangante, Unjai and Samare. He has none. A lot of Argentinians though, and it's Beledi, one of them, on the ball. In fact, it's an entire central defensive position of Argentina. Beledi and Medina, the 2 centre-halves, and the goalkeeper Ruili, all from the South American country. Here's Emerson on the left, who's got some space to run into, finds Paxiao further wide, back to Emerson, who this time tries to run inside, can't do so, has to turn back onto his left foot and play the ball back out to the Brazilian Igor Paxiao, who looks to try and put a cross in. He's wide on the left, cuts inside onto his right foot, surrounded by Sky and Navy shirts, but loses out. And it's played long down the left and won back by Medina, who lets it run out of play for a throw-in to Marseille, taken backwards and into the feet of Højbjerg. Back this time to Beledi, the 27-year-old who makes his 25th appearance and has scored once this season. Up to Højbjerg, driving forward. Now Pavard on the right, and Unadi out to Pavard again as Greenwood exchanges a 1-2. He's dropped into central midfield as Timber's dragged out wide. Here is Unadi still, who has caught the face of Unjai, Rasul Unjai, the 24-year-old who's down holding his nose. When he had his back to him and he put his arm up, yeah, he caught his face. Well, Tchoukou Unadi penalised, no card shown, quite rightly so. It was definitely accidental. And the ball's back with Maury Diao, the goalkeeper for Le Havre. 22 minutes gone, 0-0 the score. Full audio commentary as Beledi picks the ball up, plays it into Unjai. Unjai turning onto his left boot and switches the play down the right. Here is Decore, lovely touch to bring that ball under control. His silver boots float that ball back and into Gourna Douath, the French player. 22 years of age, the youngster, 15th appearance of the season, and he's done well there to find Gautier Lloris, his centre-back, under immense pressure. Here's Sangante, plays it out and down the right, and he can run forward with it as he finds Boufal in the centre of the park. Lovely ball forward into Samare. Samare switches the play down the right, headed back into the path of Boufal on the left. He chips it in towards the back post, headed away. Big, tall figure of Pavard across to win the header, and Le Havre continue with their pressure through Zouaoui, who's got it on the left once more. This time he plays a long-range cross in. He's overhit that completely. Is it kept in play? No, it's not. Goal kick. It was high up and over the top of the crossbar. Decore thought he got underneath it. He managed to actually play it back across the box, but it had gone out of play. And Benoit Bastien awards the goal kick. 0-0 the score. The only goals in the division so far for Nice against Auxerre away from home, and for Toulouse, who are at home, to Lyon. Lyon in third on 60 points. They can't quite be caught by Marseille, but they could fall out of the Champions League places if they're not careful. Rennes 3 points behind them, Monaco 5, Lille a point behind. Bit of head tennis in the middle of the park from the goal kick. Le Havre secure possession though, they've been better on the ball of late. Ayoub Museko picks it up and plays it out to Zouaoui on the left, who can't keep it in play, and it rolls out of play here at the Stade Oceana. 25,178 in capacity. I can't see an empty seat in the house. Opened in 2012, hosted the Women's World Cup in 2019. It's slap bang opposite their old ground, the Stade Jules Deschasseaux, which is now used for rugby. Here in the town of Le Havre, the port town in northern France, which played a big role in the Battle of Normandy. 12,000 homes destroyed in conflicts, 5,000 people killed. And well, Le Havre, the town recovered and the football team thriving. They're looking to stay in the top division, and as things stand, they would be doing just that. Goal elsewhere, Metz 0, bottom club Metz 0, Lorient 1, and that would put Lorient into 9th, ahead of Toulouse again. They're on 45 points, Toulouse on 44. Ball in the hands of Maury Diao. 25 minutes gone, Le Havre 0, Marseille 0. Their new club crest on their shirts. Marseille try and play it down the left. It's picked out by Samata, the centre forward, who can chip the ball down the right to Decore, who brings it under control with his chest. Another lovely touch from the right winger, who swings in a ball over the top of the goalkeeper, and it will roll out for a goal kick just. Looked like it was going to go for a throw-in, but it does go for the goal kick. Which is taken out to the right-hand side, in front of the smaller of the two stands, which align the long edge of the pitch. Where the managers are based is a big stand of 2 tiers with an arched roof. The other side, it's still 2-tiered, but it's more bowl-like, as are 3 stands of the stadium, which may fall quiet as Marseille come forward. Pulled off beautifully by Lloris, who can hook it up into the sky as Gouiri thought he was through on goal. And here come Le Havre the other way, who lose the ball on the halfway line to Gouiri, who tracked back beautifully to win it back, and he plays a pass out to Timber. Here is Gouiri again, back to Rouli, the goalkeeper, who's way outside his box and under pressure as he plays it to his left to Medina. Medina forward to Emerson, who looks to turn and plays a pass inside to Timber. Timber comes forward as Auxerre get the equaliser against Nice. 27 minutes gone. Sekou Mara with the goal. So 1-1 there, and that means that Nice fall below Le Havre. They're on 32 points. Auxerre up to 29. And that would mean that Le Havre still would be safe from the relegation playoff as things stand. They can't concede though. If they lose that point, they will be within reach. Auxerre have the same goal difference as Le Havre too, with Nice in the mix as well, a point below the hosts of the match here between Le Havre and Marseille. They really would like to secure safety altogether today. Played along by Giao, the goalkeeper, up towards the centre circle. Right hand side it falls to Decore, who can't beat his marker, can win a throw in, and Le Havre will have the opportunity to bring numbers forward once again. 27 minutes gone, 0-0. Well, the possession stats still in the favour of Marseille, 63% to 37. But actually, Le Havre have had far better chances, still just the 1 shot on target from the 2 attempts. 16 entries into the final third compared to 15 for Marseille, who have only had 1 shot and none on target. And they have struggled away from home lately. They've lost, I think, their last 3, and have only scored 1 in that time. Yeah, Marseille lost 3 in a row away from home. 1 goal scored, and you can see why. They have struggled in the early running here to create any real chances as they look to come forward again, but Le Havre swarm the ball and win it back and play it back to their goalkeeper, who wears the number 99 shirt, who can play out from the back and up to Sekou. Here is Gouna Douaf, 22-year-old, to Sekou again. Now Zouaoui, left-hand side, looks to bring that ball across and plays it back all the way through to Mori Giao, who sends it up into the Normandy sky with his left boot. It's flicked on and forward towards Samata. Player down in the centre circle, but play continues as Marseille pile numbers forward. Timber has the ball. He finds Paxiao on the left. Paxiao looks to beat his marker, but it's defended well by Aruna Sangante, who steps across the captain, wins the ball and puts it out of play for a Marseille throw-in. And now play will be halted for this injury in the centre circle. We approach the 30th minute mark. 0-0 the score. It's been anything but a classic, but actually you feel there are definitely goals in this one. And it is Issa Samare down. He jumped up to win the header. He had an arm in his side from Leonardo Palerdi. No foul in that at all. And play can continue as we watch Aruna Sangante's challenge. An excellent one to scuff that ball out of play and to defend for his side. Stade Ocean packed to the rafters. They look to see their side secure their Ligue 1 status. They've done that at the moment. They need to hold on as Marseille come forward this time through Emerson on the left. Looks to put a cross in, does put a cross in over the top of the goalkeeper, who scrambles along his goal line to make the save. Mori Giao. He was caught off guard as the ball swung in towards his near post. Made the save well and recovered. He sends it forward. Here is Unjai, who goes to the ground and wins, I think, the throw-in for his side over on the left. He wants a free kick. He's not going to get one. But my word, Emerson went close there. He swung it in. Giao thought he was going to play it across the 6-yard box. Instead it went across the goal line and almost fell in. Here come Marseille again, who are building momentum with Greenwood on the right, who twists and turns and looks to put the cross in towards the back post. Player arriving, header goalwards. and pitched away from the goalkeeper, still in the edge of the box for Marseille, who turn and are able to stab it out. Shot comes in, and eventually Mory Diaw makes the save. Well, a handful of chances there for Marseille. The cross in from the right. Fell out to Xiao at the back post. Amid Ghouri got to the ball before the goalkeeper to prod it away. It came back to Xiao, who looked for the shot, was swarmed by players, managed to deflect it out, and the effort in from Højbjerg straight into the arms of Mory Diaw, who's now made 3 saves in a matter of seconds. Marseille come forward again though, this time through Ghouri of Algeria, who plays it across to Emerson on the left. Emerson drags himself across the centre circle to play a ball out to his right to Balerdi, who looks to edge forward with it and create another opportunity for the visitors, who are looking for just their second goal in what would be their 4th match away from home. Here is Pavard driving onto his left foot, surrounded by players, loses the ball, and Le Havre can come away with it, albeit they lose the ball. Greenwood swings it inside, chance for a pass in to Ghouri, takes it alone, out to Ghouri now. Ghouri turns and tries to put the cross in, can't do so, takes a deflection and falls out, this time to Nardi on the edge of the box. Nardi to Pavard. Pavard chips it in towards Greenwood, out comes Mory Diaw, makes the catch and defends for his side as he lumps it long, looking for Samata, who brings it down well on the left hand side. Big chances for Le Havre, who've got 2 players forward. Samata drives with it, he couldn't find Issa Samare, and Marseille defending clear their lines. It's becoming frantic, it's becoming end to end. There are definitely goals in this one as Timber brings it out for Marseille. He plays it back to Højbjerg. Here's Balerdi, and now Medina. Medina's got Emerson to his left, and Emerson brings the ball up and into Le Havre territory. Out to his left is Xiao, who brings it under control with his right and sprays it back to Medina, the centre half, who plays over on the left. Here's Højbjerg now, who brings it back up into Le Havre's half and plays it into the feet of Timber. Timber looks forward. He's able to find Anardi, who twists and turns and loses out on the ball to Samare. Samare wide to Decore, who's got room to run into. Here's Samata, edge of the box, drills it across, deflected away by Balerdi and out for a corner. Well, this has become frantic. The urgency's there from both sides. This time, Samata driving clear. He could have gone alone. Unselfishly, he played it across, and Balerdi in his orange boots stabbed it out for the corner. So Le Havre with the first set piece of the match. They're going to take it on this right hand side. The Sky and Navy surround the edge of the 6-yard box. 2 players on the edge of the 6-yard box, 3 on the edge of the penalty area altogether. And it's Ayuma Seiko who looks to be the target. The 25-year-old who's made 29 appearances from Japan, 185 centimetres tall. He will surely be the target. Yet to score this season. Gautier Lloris is up there too. Well, it looks like Yanis Zawawi will take this one, as the referee Benoit Bastien just holds play. He wants to have a word with Rulli and with Sangante, who stood on Højbjerg and the goalkeeper. Samare's there too. They're all getting a telling off, and this will come in, you think, towards Seiko. So, one hand in the air from the taker. Zawawi whips it in towards the back post. Keeper comes out, gets a strong punch to it, and it will roll out for a throw in on the far side, the left for Le Havre. So Rulli did well. He commanded his area. He needed to get a touch on it. Unmarked at the back post was Unjai, but the ball didn't fall to him, and it will be a throw in over on the left, which Zawawi will come over to take. He took the corner moments ago. Now he has a throw in. The ball in his 2 hands behind his head as he waits to throw. No movement from the Le Havre players, and he has to play it down the left channel and into Decore, who's held up. Plays a lovely ball inside to Boufal. Boufal loses the ball to Nardi, who will clear long, high up into the air and down the right, looking for his centre forward, who won't get there. Seiko will, and he'll flick it across to captain Sangante, who's playing at right back. Forward to Decore. Decore looks long and down the right to Samata, who brings it under control, steps over past his marker, and now he's surrounded as he looks to create an opportunity. Samata back this time to Decore. Decore across to Gorna Douath, who steps over the ball and edges inside. And Gorna Douath will play it all the way back to Lloris. Lloris to Seiko, inside his own half. And Le Havre completely in control for the last 5 minutes. 35 gone, 0-0 the score. Here is Unjai. Unjai to Seiko. Seiko on the edge of the centre circle, plays it across to Gorna Douath. Forward it goes and into the feet of Boufal. Boufal to Ndiaye again, who turns and with his right boot strikes it out to the right. Here's Doucouré, who steps inside, beats his marker and has to play it backwards to Sangante. All the Sky and Navy shirts inside the white half as Seiko picks it up again. Crossfield pass out to the right to Doucouré, who brings it under control. First time ball across, finds the feet this time of Boufal, who drives forward and cleared by Marseille. Only as far as Sangante on the halfway line. Pressure mounting. Forward he goes, this time to Rassoul Ndiaye of Senegal. Here's Lloris again. To Ndiaye again. Ndiaye looks forward, looking for the run of Soumaré, picked off by Medina. And Medina will play it out to Pak Xiao, who goes to ground and wins a free kick inside his own half to relieve the pressure for Marseille, who've been under the cosh there for about 6 or 7 minutes. And 0-0 the score. Marseille have a free kick and a chance to finally relieve that pressure. And Le Havre, they've swung the statistics, 42% of the ball now. That's 5% improvement since the last time we checked. Marseille on 58% possession. Sangante controlling the show for Le Havre, 27 touches for him, the same as Ndiaye. Facundo Medina, the centre half for Marseille, with 41 touches. That tells the story of the game. They've played out from the back too often. Forward come Marseille. Right hand side with Pavard, across to Belerdi. Belerdi to Pavard again. And now to Højbjerg, who can look forward and find Pak Xiao on the left. Now Emerson to Medina, just inside Le Havre's half. Down the left it goes and forward to Pak Xiao, who finds Timber. Pak Xiao again into Nardi. And now Emerson, who shifts the ball onto his left and plays it wide to Pak Xiao. Forward to Højbjerg, 40 yards from goal. And out wide to Pak Xiao. Højbjerg goes to ground, play continues, Le Havre win it back, Doucouré has it, he will clear long. Højbjerg still down, play continues as it's picked up on the edge of the box. Big chances for Marseille. Nardi comes forward, spreads the play across, and it's cleared by Le Havre as the ball fell to Greenwood, who couldn't get a shot away. And Le Havre look to come forward. There'll be a head injury in the centre circle. Free kick has been given, has it? Yes, it has. Well, I think it was Ali Samata diving in, it was indeed. Diving in to win the header. I think he took a boot from Belerdi to the face. Belerdi's furious. He won the ball cleanly. It was a diving header from Ali Samata to try and win the ball. He's gone down clutching the back of his head. Well, he can have no complaints really. His head was low. It was Medina who made the challenge. He flew over the top of the centre forward. It is near his head, but it's only because Samata's head is so low. Probably at knee height. Samata is back up onto his feet and okay. But really, he can't have any complaints. He gives Medina a big high five. They make amends and play can continue in the 39th minute. 0-0 the scoreline. And this game slowly starting to spring into life. PSG 0, Brest 0. PSG top of the table on 71 points as things stand. Lens second on 67. Both of those teams have played 32 matches. So with 2 to play, the title race still alive. Free kick to Le Havre inside the centre circle, taken eventually and out to Sangante. He looks to his right, here's Doucouré. Doucouré forward to Samata, who's back onto his feet. Doucouré across, cleared on the edge of the box by Marseille, who head it forward and lose the ball on the halfway line to Gorna Douaf, who flicks it forward. Brought down by the chest of Sofiane Boufal. Out this time to Doucouré, who brings it inside and plays it across to Gorna Douaf. Edge of the centre circle. Gorna Douaf rolls the ball with his studs as he plays it back across to Ayumu Seiko. Out to Zouaoui on the left. Zouaoui forward to Soumaré. And Ndiaye looks for the run. Can't find him. And it falls back to Soumaré, who's forced to run backwards. He takes a slip and manages to keep the ball as he goes to ground. Free kick given just on the halfway line. 0-0. So Le Havre really springing into life, and Mason Greenwood, they're furious. It's Boufal who's gone to ground, and it is a free kick. I don't know how he can complain about that. He's stepped in, trod on the toes of Boufal. Quite rightly a free kick. 40 minutes gone, 0-0 the score. Le Havre v Marseille. And play will resume. Over on the left-hand side, near the halfway line. Looks like they're going to try and put a cross in from this one. Well, the referee's brought it forward. He's brought it 35 yards from goal. The offence happened pretty much on the halfway line, maybe 2 yards into Marseille territory. but this ball is over on the left, 38 yards from goal. And well, Monaco need to win, as do Rennes, with a Marseille loss to mean that Marseille wouldn't be playing in Europe next season. Monaco 0, Lille 0, the latest score. Rennes 0, Paris FC 0, also a latest score. 0-0 here between Le Havre and Marseille, but Le Havre with a free kick which is played in towards the penalty spot, headed away, and Greenwood picks it up on the right. He just throws his marker to the ground, and it's been given as an advantage to Marseille. How on earth has that been allowed to stand? Mason Greenwood grabbed his marker with two hands, pulled him down, and it's been given as a yellow card to Soufiane Boufal. I can't believe what I've witnessed there. Soufiane Boufal, he did tug at Greenwood, but Greenwood grabbed him, and Greenwood turned him round and pushed him to the floor. Well, if anything, that was a free kick against Greenwood. But Marseille have been awarded one. They've been awarded it on the right. Boufal, the first player in the referee's notebook, though. Marseille play it to the right to Pavard from the free kick. Back to the goalkeeper, Roulli, who's had the fewest touches of any player on the field. He plays it forward to Medina. Back to Roulli again. Edge of his own box. He edges forward and stat pads his touch statistic as he's had 4 or 5 there, and he knocks it forward to Beledi. Beledi to Pavard on the right, who steps inside and loses the ball. Soumaré comes away with it. Boufal there too, but it's Soumaré driving forward, 4 on 4. Soumaré still with it, goes to ground. That'll be a free kick, 27 yards from goal. Soumaré bundled to the ground, and this is a golden opportunity on the stroke of half-time for Le Havre to record another effort to challenge the goalkeeper and quite possibly to score. Soumaré beat his marker, pushed to ground by Pavard. Free kick, quite rightly given, and it will be a right-footed taker, you feel, to strike it into the top right. It's left of goal by 6 yards. It's 5 yards outside the box. This a golden chance to open the scoring for Le Havre. Big chance this. Looks to be a 3-man wall, a 4-man wall in fact. The goalkeeper Geronimo Roulli, 28 appearances on the season, could be called into action here. He sets his line-up. It's going to be Soufiane Boufal, the man on the yellow, who's going to take it. 5 yards outside the box, slightly left of centre. Lovely angle to whip it into the far post, you feel. It will be a right-footed taker in his mustard yellow boots. He stood 4 yards behind the ball. 4-man wall. In comes the free kick, chipped in towards the back post, and it's shot towards goal, bumbled around, and somehow Geronimo Roulli has pulled off a double save. Well, I really thought Soufiane Boufal would take the shot himself. He didn't. He was unselfish, and he chipped it into Gauthier Lloris, who was just onside. Lloris slid in, got a touch off Roulli. Second attempt came in. Roulli saved it again, and a third attempt to the back post. Not sure who was there, but he forced another save from Roulli. It was 3 in the end. Wonderful goalkeeping from Marseille's number 1, who returned to the lineup for Geoffrey Delang. 3 saves in 5 seconds. It remains 0-0. My word, Geronimo Roulli has saved his side there. 44 minutes gone, 0-0. But Le Havre really should have gone in front. Clever free kick. But Marseille survive and look to create opportunities of their own as they come forward down the left. Emerson twisting and turning and able to run forward as he finds a pass to Timber. Timber to Paxiao. Here's Inardi. Inardi looks down the right, but Mason Greenwood not on the same wavelength, and Le Havre pick it up over on the left as they see things and play it inside to Seiko. Seiko looks long. Won back by Beledi, who flicks it inside to Pavard, who goes to ground. No free kick as Le Havre able to try and edge forward into Marseille territory. They've got the overload if they want it, as Soumaré's took to ground. Free kick given, felt soft, but as it is a free kick to Le Havre in the 45th minute, bang on halfway. 0-0 the scoreline. Stoppage time about to be raised by the fourth official. 8 seconds of the first half remain, plus that stoppage time. We'll wait and see how many minutes will be added on. Can't be many. And indeed, it's 2. Here is Decore for Le Havre, who plays it forward and into Gorna Douaf, who loses the ball, and it's forward to Goury for Marseille, who looked to come away with it on the break, but Sangante with the intervention, steps in and just boots the ball away. Back to Marseille, who've got an opportunity here. Ami Goury on the left, looks to swing it across, but it's defended well. That time by Gauthier Lloris, who got back and prodded it away. And well, Marseille really should have been through, not once but twice there. Gauthier, when he was through, made an excellent intervention. It was Ami Goury striding in. He tried to play the ball across. He should have taken it himself. But as I say, Gauthier Lloris did superbly well to just knock it out of play. And out for, it's been given as a free kick for offside. Well, 1 minute of the two added on are up. 0-0 the scoreline. The chances have all came really in the last few minutes. And it is Maury Diaw, whose goalkeeper strip bears the Union Jack in honour of the British origins of Le Havre. He plays it long, free kick to Marseille. Down goes Pavard, and that will be the end of the first half surely. 30 seconds left, scores elsewhere, Auxerre 1, Nice 1, and that means that as things stand, Le Havre are safe from the drop altogether. Metz 0, Lorient 1, Toulouse 1, Lyon 0. Elsewhere, Angers 0, Strasbourg 0, Monaco 0, Lille 0, PSG 0, Brest 0, and goalless between Rennes and Paris FC. 10 seconds of the two added on remain. Here's Geronimo Rulli, who flicks it forward down the right to Pavard. Pavard lumps it up and into the sky. And that is that for the first half of action. 0-0 the scoreline. Chances are plenty in the final 5 minutes. Le Havre had two, well saved by Rulli, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the matter of 5 seconds. That was the best of the chances. At the other end, there was a big opportunity for Ami Goury, who tried a neat finish to the right of Maury Diaw, missed target by about 3 yards. But so far, only 3 shots on target in the match. 2 for Marseille, 1 for Le Havre. Half-time, 0-0. Well, welcome back to Le Havre versus Marseille. The score 0-0 at half-time, but Le Havre with the best of the chances. 3 big saves in the stroke of half-time from Geronimo Rulli in goal. Free kick played in, shot came in, and 2 big saves from Rulli off of Gauthier Lloris before a third off Samata. And that kept parity. They were the best of the chances in the first half, a half which lacked real quality, certainly lacked goals, but was frenetic in the end. Back underway, Le Havre shooting from right to left as they look to secure their place in Ligue 1 next season. They can do that as things stand by holding on for the points. Ideally they'd like all 3. They have the ball over on the right. Inside they go to Njai. Njai looks forward, flicked on. Here's Njai again, shot comes in, blocked away. They want a handball to Le Havre as Mason Greenwood's tugged around, free kick for Marseille. But there was a big shout for a penalty there. And Didier Digard, the Le Havre boss, furious about that. VAR have looked at it, no penalty. So Le Havre make no changes at half-time, neither team do. Maury Jow, the goalkeeper, Sangante, Seiko, Lloris and Zawi, the back 4, in front of Njai and Gunnar Douat. Samare, Boufal and Decore in front of them, and Mbawa Samata leads the front line. Ball back with Geronimo Rulli, the goalkeeper for Monaco. His back 4, Emerson, Medina, Balerdi and Pavard. Højbjerg and Nardi in central defensive midfield with Paxiao, Timber and Greenwood in front. Amin Ghouri, the centre forward, and he had a handful of chances in the opening 45 minutes, couldn't take anywhere. Elsewhere, Strasbourg took the lead against Angers in the 45 plus 3rd minute. Julia Enciso from the penalty spot. Auxerre 1, Nice 1, Le Havre 0, Marseille 0. That's this game. Metz 0, Lorient 1, Monaco 0, Lille 0, PSG 0, Brest 0, Rennes 0, Paris FC 0, and Toulouse 1, Lyon 0. They're your scores in Ligue 1, most of those games at half-time. Penultimate weekend of the season. Marseille, who've won just one of their last 6 league matches. But they've beaten Le Havre 11 times in a row. They come forward and win a free kick inside their own half. Amin Ghouri tugged down, the Algerian. He's 26 years old, joined from Rennes in January 2025 for £16.3 million. Well, he's also played for Nice and Olympique Lyonnais. He won a free kick 40 yards from goal, very, very central. You feel that this one is going to have to be, well, it might well be smashed hard actually. Højbjerg and Greenwood over it. The referee, Benoit Bastien, who did get a lot wrong in that first half, he's laid down the marker. Well, this is a long way out. Surely this has got to be a pass. Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg, club captain, 32nd appearance of the season, the 30-year-old. 3 goals in that time. Looks like he's set to take it. Greenwood's there too. They played out to the left to Paxiao. He tries to cut inside onto his right foot. Cross comes in. Header down, header away. And falls out to Højbjerg, who looked like he was going to take a shot. Couldn't do so. Greenwood picks it up. And Højbjerg flicks it down the right. This time to Nardi. Nardi across and into the side netting. Well, Ghouri found himself open at the back post. The goal at his mercy. How on earth has he not opened the scoring? He was offside anyway. Amin Ghouri at the back post. Yeah, he was 2 yards offside, but the ball came across to him. Open goal, still missed. And Seiko was booked before that free kick was taken. So Ayumi Seiko, the second player in the notebook for the centre-back for Le Havre. He joins Soufiane Boufal, who was booked in the opening 45. Zouaoui chips the ball down the left, picked off by Greenwood with his head. Forward to Gowie for Marseille, who give the ball away. Here's Samata. Sky and navy shirts piling forward. Samata still takes it down the right. He looks for the cross in, but there's no one there, and out it goes. Really should have done better there. He carried on running and running, Samata. He needed to just hold the ball up and wait for his players to get forward. Soufiane Boufal, the nearest contender, but that cross was going to no one. Straight out of play. Samata, who despite being a centre forward, despite having played 26 matches so far this season, has only scored twice. He has won his side the first corner of the second half. 0-0 the score, 50 minutes gone. This just the second corner of the match, both of them for Le Havre. All of their players line up on the edge of the box. Roulli in goal as one player for company. And in it comes, towards the penalty spot. Headed goalwards, bobbles around, still not cleared, and now stabbed away. That time by Nardi. Still out with Le Havre though, who drive inside through Gorna Douaf, who looks to spread the play down the left. Poor pass, and away comes Nardi with it for Marseille. Forward to Greenwood, who's brought down, no foul. Nardi turns around and looks for an option forward. Greenwood's in his way as he's still down on the deck. Now he's back up to his feet. Nardi's hacked down, free kick. Good play from Tachukwu Nardi to hold the ball up long enough to allow his team forward. And forward they go with Timber, who leaves it for Pak Xiao on the left. Emerson's there too. Inside to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who looks to play it back across. Is able to pick out Pavard. Pavard switches it down the right to Greenwood, who's got one option inside, tries to get it onto his left for the shot, can't do so, goes to ground, free kick, edge of the box, 10 yards from centre. Yellow card's going to be shown here, is it? No, it's not, but Greenwood hacked down, free kick the call from Marseille's top goal scorer. He looked to cut in to make the shot. There's actually nothing in it at all. He's dived completely, Greenwood. Perhaps an arm in the back, but very soft. And this is a great opportunity. 10 yards from the centre of the box, 5 yards from the edge. Perfect angle for a left-footed taker to try and whip it in towards the back post, or a right-footed taker to try and put it on the edge of the 6-yard box. Greenwood, Pak Xiao and Emerson stand over it. Habib Beya, the Marseille boss, screams at his players. And Marseille will surely look for Amine Gouiri, who hovers at the back post all by himself. The centre forward. Le Havre set a 4-man wall as Emerson steps back behind the ball, the number 33 shirt. He's the left-footed taker. If it's him, it's a shot, you feel. If it's Pak Xiao or Greenwood, it's likely to be a cross. In fact, the angle's quite nice for the right foot too with Pak Xiao. We'll see who takes it. Pak Xiao runs up, leaves it. Now Greenwood hits it with his right foot off the wall. That could be a handball, you know. It's cleared up and into the air, and Le Havre headed away only as far as Emerson, who hooks it out to Pak Xiao on the right. He looks across straight into the arms of Mori Jiao, but big shouts for a penalty there as the ball bounced off the Le Havre wall and they come away with it forward towards Samata from the goal kick, headed down and away by Beledi, who's able to stab it wide to Medina. Here come Marseille again through Emerson on the left. They've dominated the ball 59% so far, and they're dominating the attacking play here as Emerson plays it out to Pak Xiao. Pak Xiao across to Højbjerg, who turns and is able to find Nardi. Nardi forward and out wide to Pak Xiao again. Here's Højbjerg, who switches the play to the right and is able to pick out Pavard. Pavard shifts the ball onto his right foot and shifts it further wide, this time to Højbjerg again. Play stops, and that is because the referee is listening to VAR and it could be a penalty. The free kick came in, it bounced off the wall. He's going to look at his monitors. This is going to be a penalty for Marseille. Free kick taken by Mason Greenwood. He smashed it towards goal. The wall moved, it opened up. Not sure who it was in the wall, but they turned and their arm was out. And this will surely be a penalty. Over to the monitor he goes. Yep, strikes the arm. Greenwood's penalty. And immediately he points at the arm. Penalty given. And Marseille have the chance to take the lead. Well, it was the arm of Lucas Gorna Douaf. Frustration for Le Havre. Frustration for Didier Dijart. And they can have no complaints. His arm was up protecting his face. It bounced off his elbow, and Lucas Gorna Douaf gives away the penalty. In fact, his arm was in front of the rest of his wall too. No complaints at all. Greenwood wins the penalty. Le Havre players surround the penalty spot. They try and dig it up. That was effective in the Bayern Munich game. Harry Kane missing a penalty yesterday. But this will be a penalty to Marseille. 53 minutes on the clock, 0-0 the scoreline. Marseille have the chance to take the lead against Le Havre. Well, the permutations, given results elsewhere, mean that Marseille, if they can get a goal, would move up and into fifth and keep their European hopes alive. Both of Champions League football, albeit that's an unlikely outcome. They would be level on points with level on goals, with Lille, albeit 3 points behind. Marseille have to play Rennes on the final day of the season too. which would secure them European football, provided that Rennes aren't able to get an equaliser or winner against Paris FC. It's going to be Greenwood, who won the free kick, to take the penalty to really boost their European hopes. It's Maury Diaw in goal for Le Havre. Mason Greenwood steps up to take it. He's 5 yards back from the ball, which is right on the front of the penalty spot. Benoit Bastien blows his whistle. Greenwood eyes at the ball. Stuttered run up, low and hard, off the post and in. Marseille take the lead, it's 1-0. And Diaw is frustrated. He thought it was missed, but it's in the back of his net. Mason Greenwood stuttered run up. He hit it with his right, off the left-hand upright and in. And Marseille, on the 55th minute, scored just their second goal in what is their fourth match away from home. They've lost the last three. They're ahead in this one. 1-0 the scoreline. Greenwood won the free kick. He took the free kick. He took it off the wall, off the elbow of Lucas Gourna-Duath. Delayed penalty. VAR gave it. Greenwood stepped up, off the post and in. Marseille lead by 1-0. 56 minutes gone. And Greenwood goes over and high fives Habib Bayer, his boss. And well, what does that mean at the bottom? It means that Le Havre will drop. They go down to 32 points. They stay in 14th place ahead of Nice and Auxerre. But as things stand, they aren't assured of staying up. The Marseille fans like flares in the stand as Le Havre come forward. A goal and a draw would be enough as things stand elsewhere to secure their place in Ligue 1 next season, the top division of French football. Yellow card shown for a foul as play continues. It's Zouari, the left back, who's been penalised there. He enters the notebook, the third Le Havre player. Can have no complaints. He's hacked down Greenwood, who stepped over the ball, and yeah, he just came across, didn't win the ball and took out the man. Clear yellow card. And it will be a free kick. Højbjerg having a word with the fourth official. Didier Dijard not happy either. Pavard's getting told off too. But what's happening here? The referee stands over it. Free kick on the right hand side, 40 yards from goal as smoke fills the Stade Océan. Those Marseille fans enjoying their day out in Normandy. They lead by 1-0. They've stopped the rot of their recent form. They've only won one in their last 6 league matches. But they've got a great record against Le Havre. 11 times in a row they've beaten them in all competitions. 10 times in a row in the league. And the smoke fills the Stade Océan. It's full to the rafters. And those Marseille fans enjoying the match much more as play is paused, I think, for the smoke. And Zouari will be suspended for the final game of the season against Lorient for that yellow card. That is his 8th of the season. His second with this referee, his second with the opponent too. And they are just going to pause play so that the smoke can settle around the stadium. You can't actually see the stands. There is that much smoke. The LED lights which shine on the pitch completely and utterly blurred out by the smoke that piles up. As things stand then, Marseille up into 5th. They're in the Europa League spot. 56 points, level with Rennes, who they play on the final day. Monaco set to miss out. They're down in 7th on 55 points. Strasbourg out of it on 49. Play back underway. Free kick pumped down the left-hand side, brought down by Emerson. Emerson looks forward to Pac Xiao. Pac Xiao into the box, pulls it across, bobbles around. Does the shot come in? No, it doesn't. Smoke obscures the players again as it comes out to Marseille on the edge of the box. Flicked forward by Greenwood. That could be another handball. Not given, edge of the box. And play continues with Le Havre driving forward. Centre circle. Here comes Ndiaye. Still Ndiaye. Driving forward. Loses the ball and out it goes to the right to Decore, who can't bring it under control. And Marseille will be shown their first yellow card here. Well, it did look like a handball on the edge of the box. It won't be a penalty because they were 3 yards outside. VAR can't intervene with that. But we have just seen the first yellow card to Marseille. I think it's gone against the number 6, Chukwu Nadi, for just pulling back the onrushing Issa Samare. And yeah, it is Nadi who's booked the Nigerian. And it's a free kick for Le Havre, 45 yards from goal. Smoke still up in the stands as Boufal flicks it in towards the back post. Headed across, player down on the edge of the box for Le Havre. He's told to rise to his feet as here come Marseille forward. They lose the ball. Stepping in was Gauthier-Laurice, brother of the great Hugo. And it's flicked backwards as Marseille pick it up on the halfway line. Play will continue. Marseille versus Le Havre. It's Marseille going away down the left. 1-0 the scoreline, they lead. And out it goes for a throw into Le Havre just outside their own box. Right hand side. Forward they come, give the ball away. Emerson steps in and wins it back. He can only win a throw in just inside his own half as it takes a deflection off of Boufal. Timber to take. He holds it in his hands and he waits for a player to create the space. Højbjerg does so. Back to Timber, who looks to drive forward. Back it goes and forward to Timber, who's offside, so he lets it run through. Through it goes towards Guri, but Le Havre pick it back up inside their own half with Gorna Duath, who gave away the penalty. Back to Sangante, the captain, who looks long. Headed up and in the centre of the box. Pavard steps up to win it back. And the ball suddenly just bouncing around. It's really scrappy. I'm not sure the players can see too well down there. As Guri switches the play down the right to Greenwood. That's a lovely ball, but Greenwood just gives up, doesn't even try and win it. Out it goes for a throw-in. Le Havre get us back underway to Samare. And Jai goes down free kick. And Greenwood has thrown himself to the ground there, off the ball, for about the 5th time. But no action. Zouaoui stands over it. He plays it back to the Japanese Ayumu Seiku, who continues play here for Le Havre, who look forward down the left. Nothing comes of it, and it's played back and into the feet of Gauthier-Laurice. Back to Mori Jiao. Jiao's got an option to his right, that's Sangante. He cuts inside onto his left boots and twists and turns and plays it back to his goalkeeper again. And Le Havre here struggling as they have to clear it long towards the centre forward. Samata, who's done well to win that ball, it's scuffed away by Beledi. Up into the skyline as Marseille come forward once more. They lead by a goal and they've got a free kick 50 yards from goal, just over the halfway line. Greenwood down again. He must have gone down in this game about 15 times, Mason Greenwood. There's nothing in that one either. He just throws himself down at every opportunity and wins a free kick. Down and seemingly injured is Aruna Sangante, 24 years of age, the captain of Le Havre. He's back up onto his feet now. He's holding his face. Marseille will have this free kick. Over it is Højbjerg, the captain. He's going to play it short, but he waits patiently before he plays it back to Beledi, who switches it to Pavard on the right. Pavard to Greenwood. Greenwood loses out to his marker and Le Havre win the ball back with Seiko to Zouaoui. Forward it goes and brought down by Gorna Duath, who switches the ball forward looking for Samata. Samata's not going to get there and it will roll through to Geronimo Rulli, who pumps it out down the right, and it's flicked on with a header from Pavard into the feet of Unjai. Unjai bundled to the ground. No foul play continues. No, it's not. It's a free kick. And Gorna Duath it was who won it. Taken quickly. Here is Sangante on the right, who is back up and fit to play despite what was seemingly a head injury. He has the ball inside his own half, brings it onto his right boot as he tries to go around his marker, manages to keep it in play. Bundled to ground, free kick. And well, they need a goal, Le Havre, to ensure they're not going to have to play a relegation playoff at the moment. Nice and Auxerre beneath them. Nice on the same points, albeit with a terrible goal difference. Auxerre 3 points behind, a goal better off. And it's a tricky game on the last day against Lorient, who sit 9th in the table. They currently ahead against bottom club Nets. Here come Le Havre though, looking for that equaliser. Gorna Duath got an option to his right, that's Decore. Decore challenged and wins a throw-in over on the right hand side in front of the home support. Well, this club, 6 times Ligue 2 winners, most recently in 2022-2023. They don't want to go back to that division. They're all but safe, but they'd really like to seal the deal as they come forward here and give the ball away to Pat Xiao. Pat Xiao inside to Timber. Timber looks forward and finds Pat Xiao again running down the left. He cuts back and plays it inside this time to Nardi. Forward to Timber again, who will look to drive towards the back line before he switches the play out wide to Pat Xiao. Igor Pat Xiao, the Brazilian who scored 6 times on the season. He plays the ball back. Le Havre think they've won it back, but it's a free kick, and now we'll see our first substitution. I think it's Samare perhaps to come off. It's not, it's a change for Monaco. Vermeeren, the number 18, who started their last match after Vermeeren, he will come onto the field of play. And Arthur Vermeeren being told to hurry up and sprint on. Looks like he will potentially drop in at centre-back. Is it Beledi who's gone off? It's Nardi, who will be in central midfield. Rasul Nardi off. Tachukwu Nardi off. On is that number 18, Arthur Vermeeren. Le Havre win the ball back high up the field. In towards the feet of Buffal. He's able to shuffle it out to Samare, left-hand side. Samare takes on 1 and 2 players and wins the ball. Samare across, big chance for Samata, who can't make contact, misses the target. He wants a penalty, not given. 66 minutes gone, 1-0 Marseille lead, but it could well have been level there. Ball across from Samare, a good one. Fell right to the feet of Samate, who couldn't get there, and it remains 1-0. How close can you come? They've had a handful of chances. They just haven't taken any. They must be thinking of bringing on an attacking change, Le Havre. It's certainly not been Amin Gouri's day. Forward come Marseille. They lose the ball to Seiko, who looks back to Mori Jiao. Jiao to his right to Sangante. Sangante forward and into Decore. Decore loses the ball. Here comes Pak Xiao, who's brought to ground. A good challenge and a throw-in for Marseille. Emerson wins it in the end. 67 minutes gone. You feel that one of, well, it's probably going to be Felix Mambimbi, isn't it, for Le Havre to come on. They've also got Godson Kedeme and Enzo Coffey Venete, who can all play on the wings. None of them are centre forwards. Ali Samata really hasn't quite been up to scratch today. They are without Kenny Quetance. They're without Noam Abugu, who are both centre forward options, neither of them in the matchday squad. But you feel they've got to make an attacking change, haven't they, Le Havre? Because Samata, for all his trouble, he struggled to score all season long, and he certainly struggled to score today. Just 2 goals. He was the Pro League top scorer back in 2018-2019 as the ball rolls through to Mori Jiao, who lumps it long. Le Havre looking to win the ball back, but the header won by Beledi. Beledi forward down the right, won back again by Le Havre, whose header is loose. And here is Arthur Vermeeren, the Belgian, who came onto the pitch a matter of moments ago. He's making his 20th appearance of the season, and he looks to spread the play out wide to Greenwood. Greenwood straight back to Pavard. Here's Højbjerg. Pavard again. Back to Beledi. The pass, a poor one. Samata almost gets there, but off his line quickly was Rulli, who could spread it out to his left to Medina. Good play from the goalkeeper as Medina plays it forward to Pak Xiao. Left-hand side. Chip ball forward, looking for Gouri, who can't get there, and it's stabbed away by Le Havre, who can bring it all the way out through Buffal. Buffal to Samata. Samata plays it to his right where Fode Decore is waiting. He looks to drive forward, and Vermeeren will win the ball back for Marseille, deep inside their own half. He gives it away, but stepping in was Medina to win it back for a 3rd time. Here is Højbjerg, forward to Gouri. His first touch, a pass back to Timber. Now to Emerson. Emerson inside to Højbjerg again, and now to Timber. Højbjerg screams at his players to move for him as he plays it to his right to Vermeeren. They're inside their own half, Marseille, as 70 minutes approaches. On the halfway line, they give the ball away. Gunnar Duath. He's got an option to his right in Decore. Here is Buffal driving inside. He goes to ground. Penalty given. Well, Marseille took the lead through a penalty. Le Havre will look for the equaliser through one of their own. Soufiane Buffal picked the ball up on the right-hand side. He danced through into the box and was brought down. And the 32-year-old from Morocco has won his side a penalty. He just danced through that back line. Medina stuck a boot out. It was clever from Boufal to drag his foot over the top of the boot of Medina to go to ground, to win the penalty. VAR will look, VAR will not intervene. The Le Havre fans dance in the stands. They know they've got a chance to level. It won't be enough to see them safe from the relegation playoff. That's because Auxerre have got another goal. They lead 2-1 against Nice. Lassine Signeko in the 70th minute. So Nice down in 16th on 31 points. Auxerre in 15th on 31. Le Havre, if they score this, would stay 14th, but they'd rise to 33 points. 2 points clear of the relegation playoff. The 70th minute ticks by. Marseille lead by 1. But this a big opportunity for the hosts at the Stade Océan to level things. Geronimo Rulli's been superb in this game. He needs another big moment to keep his team in front. They haven't won in 3. They've lost 3 in a row away from home. Here it comes, and it's off the crossbar. Header goal, was it saved by Rulli off the goal line? He's done it again. Geronimo Rulli, superb. Boufal stepped up. He tried to dink the keeper, but it could only hit the bar. The follow-up came in, and Geronimo Rulli, who dived down to his right, got back up to his feet and saved the header from Issa Samare, which was nestling in the corner. Wonderful from the Argentinian. Marseille continue to lead by 1 in the 71st minute. How on earth has Geronimo Rulli got to that one? What a performance. He's justified that number 1 shirt from Jeffrey Delang, who started last time out, and it will be a substitution, but a really, really poor penalty from Soufiane Boufal, who looked for the top corner and can only hit the crossbar. My word, what a save. Medina runs over to slap his back. What a save from the goalkeeper. And it's Le Havre making the change here, as off comes Boufal and on comes Ebenoc. That's the change. So Soufiane Boufal, who just missed a penalty, immediately off the field. Simon Ebenoc straight on into his position. But it is the third corner of the game, the third for Le Havre. Second of the second half. Decore off for Pembele as well. That's the second change, so a change in right midfielder. As the corner will be taken over on the right. It's an in-swinger towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away, but off Greenwood and bobbling back inside. It will go back out to the right and headed back inside where it can be cleared out to Højbjerg for Marseille, who've defended well there and survived not only the penalty but the subsequent corner too. Højbjerg goes to ground. That'll be a free kick inside his own half. Pressure relieved, and Le Havre back in trouble. They're only a point above the relegation playoff spots going into the final game of the season when they play Lorient. Auxerre and Nice just 1 point behind. You'd think that Nice could be in the relegation playoff, because their goal difference very poor, -23 to Auxerre's -12 and Le Havre's -14. And that ball played forward by Marseille and straight into the arms of Maury Diaw. So, Le Havre urgently looking for an equaliser. They really could use a win. They haven't beaten Marseille in 11 competitive matches, 10 in the league. And forward they come here looking once again for Ali Samata, who can't get there. And it will roll out of play. And well, that penalty, the last action for Soufiane Boufal. He will be so frustrated to miss that one off the crossbar. Lyon have equalised against Toulouse. They're in third position, 61 points, as Angers equalise against Strasbourg to Guidin Koyelipo in the 70th minute. 0-0 between Monaco and Lille and PSG and Brest. Marseille moving into 5th position, Europa League spot as things stand, as they win a goal kick, I think it is, in the end. The ball bouncing off the centre forward Ali Samata. I think Samare was pressing too, but it is a goal kick to Geronimo Rulli, who after 74 minutes has been just about the best player on the pitch. He's been superb today. The triple save in the first half, the scrambling save off the rebounded penalty. Geronimo Rulli, well, he's justified his place back in the starting lineup. And he's played the ball long and into the feet of the centre forward, but free kick is given. very tight at the bottom of the table. And well, the former Ajax goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli, who has been wonderful in this one, might have some more action here. As forward come Live down the left, the ball goes out of play and it will be a throw-in for them, or has it been given as a free kick? Free kick it is. Player down just inside the Marseille half. That is Issa Samare, who was hacked down. And this from 45 yards out, we'll call it. Far left. This will be played in towards the edge of the box. Over it is Yanis Zouaoui, who scored just once this season. Booked a moment to go. He will play it with his left boot, swinging towards the back post. No one there, headed away. It was Balerdi who rose highest, and it's kept in play on the left well by Pak Chau, who plays it inside. Flicked forward towards Gowrie, who won't even chase it because it's rolling through to Sangante and the goalkeeper Mori Jiao off his line too. Here is Seiko, who's under pressure, has to turn back inside. On his back is Arthur Vermeeren, but he does well, Seiko, and is able to play it back to his goalkeeper, who'll lump it long. Flicked onwards by Le Havre, won back by Marseille on the halfway line. Gowrie under pressure from Njai, who goes to ground and wins a free kick for his side. Monaco 0, Lille 1. Denis Zakaria in the 72nd minute scoring an own goal. So Marseille now down to 6th. That's a Conference League spot. Lille into 4th, level on points with Lyon. Monaco in 7th, 2 points behind Marseille. So Marseille now in the Conference League rather than the Europa League. Rennes on 59 points, Marseille on 56. Forward come Marseille again though. Le Havre win it back on the right. This is Lucas Gourna-Douaf driving forward. He's got some space to work with. Here's Pembele, the substitute. Out to Gourna-Douaf, who plays it inside, and the goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli does it again. He's off his line quickly, makes a save. And it remains 1-0. 2 goals in 1 minute for Rennes. They lead Paris FC 2-1. Esteban Lapoule in the 74th, Bril Mbolo in the 75th. So Rennes have taken the lead, and Marseille, that's why they've dropped down to 6th place, because Rennes have taken 3 points when they were pointless. They were 1-0 down to Paris, but now they're 2-1 up. Marseille leading here against Le Havre. Ball played down the left to Zouaoui. Here is Rasoul Njai, who spreads it out to his right. That's Timothy Pembele with one arm in the air, who brings it down with his right boot. Back now to Sangante. Sangante looks forward. Here's Njai again over on the left. Now to Gourna-Douaf, who turns and plays it to his right back, Aruna Sangante. Orange boots to Gourna-Douaf, white boot. Back to the orange booted Sangante, who plays it all the way back to Lloris. Lloris turns and plays it across to Seiko. Seiko's got an option out to his left, and that is Yanis Zouaoui. Zouaoui back to Seiko again, and Seiko will have to edge it back to his goalkeeper, Mori Jiao. 1-1 Angers Strasbourg, 2-1 Auxerre Nice. Metz behind against Lorient 1-0, Lille leading Monaco, PSG Brest 0-0, Rennes 2, Paris FC 1 and Toulouse 1. Lyon 1 the latest scores. Marseille leading by a goal here. 78 minutes played. Le Havre being dragged into a bit of a relegation playoff battle between 3 sides. Nice and Auxerre involved in that one. Auxerre leading against Nice, and an equaliser for Nice would cause havoc down at the bottom. Here comes Njai for Le Havre, out to Sangante on the right. He's got an option inside, goes outside instead to Pembele, who looks to drive forward and instead can only play it back to Sangante. Here's Lloris. Every Sky and Navy shirt inside the Marseille half as Seiko picks the ball up and plays it out to Zouaoui. Forward it goes and into Ebenog, the substitute, who leaves it for Samare, who wins a throw-in. He looks to take it quickly, does take it quickly, back to Rasoul Njai, who scored 4 times on the season, the Senegalese player. Out to the right it goes, Pembele sprinting to keep it in play and does so with his chest. He's going to have to play it back, is he? No, he goes forward. Lovely ball into the path of Gourna-Douaf, who tries to cut it across, but Samata's in the wrong spot, and it is offside anyway. Free kick to Marseille. And Ali Samata in this game has been so poor. So uncreative. He's had opportunities, he hasn't taken any, and more often than not he's been offside. Change for Le Havre. On comes the number 27, Enzo Kofi, and it's Zouaoui who comes off, who's been playing over at left back. So he comes off, and Enzo Kofi enters play with just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. 1-0 the scoreline. Confirmation that Marseille will be 2 points ahead of Monaco and in the Conference League spot as things stand. Their quest for European football continues. Will go down to the final day as long as they hold on to this lead. As Lille have just gone above Lyon in the league table up to third. Lille 1-0 up against Monaco. Lyon have gone behind against Toulouse. Warren Kamanzi, 78th minute goal. So Lyon down on 60 points. Still out of reach of Marseille, who won't be playing Champions League football as things stand. They're relying on Lille to concede twice if they are to still be in the hunt for the Champions League place. But they could well end up in the Europa League. Their goal difference is better than Rennes. A win next weekend would see them qualify for European football when they face the side currently in fifth. Yellow card shown for a foul in the centre of the park. Marseille penalised there. In the 80th minute, 1-0 they lead. That yellow card, I make that the third of the match. As it will be a free kick to Le Havre just inside their own half. 81 minutes gone, 1-0. Here is Sangante back to Mori Jiao. The yellow card for Quinton Timber, the midfielder. He's been pretty ineffective in the game so far. Sangante picks it up at right back under pressure. Has to go back to Mori Jiao, the Le Havre goalkeeper, who looks across to Seiko. Jiao again brings it under control with his right boot. In his orange strip, adorned with the Union Jack in black. He finds Sangante again, who looks long and forward towards Samata, who may not have been effective in front of goal, but he's won just about every header. Here they come down the left, this time through Coffey, the substitute, who plays it inside, no one there, and it will roll out and cleared by Marseille. On the left-hand side, Pak Xiao driving forward. He's got Greenwood for company. Back to Pak Xiao, who looks to play it forward, can't find anyone, and has to step in and try and win it back himself. He can't beat Simon Ebenog, who'll come away with it for Le Havre in the 82nd minute. Here is Gauthier Lloris, edging forward. He's got an option to his right. Goes to Sangante at right back. Could have played it forward, elected not to. Instead goes back to Lloris. And now Mori Jiao. Jiao edges forward. Side foots it out. And forward and long. Left-hand side. Header won again by Le Havre. This time flicked only to a Marseille shirt. One back by Le Havre on the centre circle through Ebenog, who goes to ground. No free kick, but the ball stabbed back to Seiko, who'll sprint to chase it down. 83 minutes gone. 1-0 the scoreline. Marseille heading 6th and into a Conference League spot with one game to play. Here is Lloris edging forward. Seiko picks it up and plays it out to Coffey. Here is Jiao, the goalkeeper, under pressure from Greenwood, has to go long down the right, can't find a target, headed away by Marseille. Down the left to Pak Xiao, who can play it straight inside, this time to Vermeeren, the substitute. Pak Xiao again to Vermeeren again, this time inside to Greenwood, and Timber now to Højbjerg. Højbjerg's got Pavard to his right. Marseille coming forward with pace. White shirts all up inside the Le Havre half now, as Pavard looks to play it across and into Greenwood, whose first touch is a lovely one to turn his marker. He plays it back inside to Højbjerg, 30 yards from goal. He's got an option out to his left and goes forward to him. It's Pak Xiao, who looks to drive forward. Now Emerson out wide. He's going to look backwards and find Medina, who's dropped into the channel. Højbjerg across this time to Balerdi. Back to Emerson on the left. White shirt still all forward as Emerson, with a darting run forward, breaks into the penalty area. Emerson goes alone over the top of the crossbar. But it's lovely play from the left back. He found the opening, he stepped through it, struck the ball cleanly, couldn't quite find the target. Marseille continue to lead by 1-0, but it's lovely play from the left back, who probably wouldn't be expected to score from there. But you wouldn't expect that kind of attacking flair from a left back anyway. Superb from the Italian. Remains 1-0. 84 minutes gone. Le Havre with the ball on the right. Pembele, surrounded by white shirts, gives the ball away. It will be a throw-in to the visitors. And it will be Greenwood to take. No, he's left it for Emerson, who had that chance a few moments ago. Well, as we approach the 85th minute, player of the match surely has to be Geronimo Rulli. He's been absolutely sublime. Triple save in the first half, saved the rebounded penalty in the second, scrambling across his goal line to somehow keep it out. Superb performance from the goalkeeper, who's back into the lineup from Jeffrey Delang. He has the ball, he clears it long under pressure and into the Le Havre half, where it's brought down by Lloris. Back to Seiko. Seiko up and forward where Samata stood offside. Header forward from Emerson. Marseille look to control it through Pak Xiao over on the left. The Brazilian can't keep it in play. It's a Le Havre throw-in. Taken quickly into the feet of Samare. Samare back to Ebenok. He looks across to Njai. Njai's got an option to his left in Seiko, who looks for the 1-2. Can't get there. Vermeeren picks it off and sets away Greenwood. Greenwood looked for the run of Amin Ghouri, who just stopped as the ball was played. He'd have been through on goal. He wasn't on the same wavelength as his winger. It remains 1-0 and Le Havre have the ball down in the centre circle. I think goes Højbjerg. He's holding his calf. He's asking for the medics, the Marseille captain, but he rises back to his feet. I think that was a play to guys to halt play. So once again, Marseille going 6th, 3 points behind Rennes. Better goal difference though by 5, as Camisoko will come onto the field for Quinten Timber, who was booked. And he's been told to come off the short side of the pitch. Is Timber, and Nahum Camisoko comes on. 1-0 the scoreline. Lorient have a second against Metz. Bamba Dieng in the 84th minute. 2-0 they lead. Bottom club Metz already relegated. So, Angers 1, Strasbourg 1, Auxerre 2, Nice 1. Le Havre behind against Marseille at home here. Greenwood's penalty in the 55th minute, the difference. Marseille lead 1-0. Metz 0, Lorient 2. Monaco 0, Lille 1. PSG 0, Brest 0. Rennes 2, Paris 1. Toulouse 2, Lyon 1, as Greenwood leaves the field as well. That time for, I think it was Nago. Forward come Le Havre, left-hand side. Cross comes in towards the back post onto the roof of the net. Nothing coming of it. 86 minute gone. Marseille continue to lead by 1. Coffey's cross, no good, onto the roof of the net. Doesn't trouble the goalkeeper, doesn't find a body in the middle. And it will be a goal kick, which they'll take their time with. 87 minutes now up. 1-0 the scoreline. Marseille heading into 6th and into a Conference League spot, knowing a win on the final day would be enough for Europa League football. Largo, the player to enter the field of play. Angay Largo for Mason Greenwood. As play continues from that goal kick, which is taken high up into the air towards the halfway line. Le Havre win it back, sprinting forward goes the centre forward, Ali Samata, but nothing comes of it, and Rulli will clear it long and down the left and out of play. Throw in to be taken quickly. Thrown by the ball boy into the arms of Samare, who leaves it for Enzo Kofi. Kofi back to Samare. Samare tries to chip it inside. It's headed away, but only as far as Rasoul Njai, who loses a ball, and Vermeeren thinks he's away, but Le Havre win it back inside their own half. Here they go though. Marseille with Pak Xiao, who goes to ground. That'll be a yellow card and a free kick. This time, I think it's Lucas Gorna-Duath who enters the book. Pak Xiao driving forward. Pak Xiao hacked down. And in the 88th minute, Marseille, who lead by a goal, have a free kick in the centre circle as Le Havre make a change. Off goes the number 19. That is Lucas Gorna-Duath for Ketchup, who wears the number 8, Yassine Ketchup. So, 1 minute plus stoppage time remain. Marseille heading 6th. 3 points behind Rennes. They play on the final day for a place in the Europa League. Le Havre need a goal to at least alleviate some pressure from the relegation playoff place. Currently a point outside it. Nice and Auxerre below them though. Forward come Le Havre on the halfway line. They win a free kick. Is Arthur Vermeeren just rugby tackles the onrushing Rasoul Njai. Change for Marseille here in the 89th minute. Off comes Amin Ghouri, the centre forward, who's been lively, he's been quick. He will leave the field of play with just a minute plus stoppage time to go. Very effective, especially in his hold-up play. Amin Ghouri could have scored in the first half. He had a right-footed shot just wide of Rulli's right upright on the tight angle. And on comes Hugo El Kadmiri. That's the change as play continues for Le Havre at centre-back. They lose the ball, and here comes Pak Shao who gives it away. So El Kadmiri on as Le Havre come forward again down the left with Samare, who looks back towards Seiko. Pass poor, and Seiko has to scramble to get there. He switches it across to Sangante, who's dropped in at centre-half to allow Gauthier Lloris to push higher. Sangante coming forward. Here is Njai. Across it goes to Lloris this time. It was Ebenog who was booked a few moments ago. He will be suspended for the final game of the season. Here come Le Havre once more. Driving forward. They've got an option to their left in Samare, who looks back to Sangante. He's playing at right centre-back now. He's able to cut it across and find the feet of Ketchta, the substitute, who cuts it onto his right. Plays it back this time to Njai. Njai with the effort blocked away from 40 yards out. And Marseille will relieve the pressure with a pass down the left to Pak Shao, who will just about keep it in play and hold the ball up as they look to secure their 6th place position. Here is Pak Shao driving towards the edge of the Le Havre box. Shot comes in wide. 7 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Pak Shao really should have passed the ball there. It remains 1-0. Pak Shao's shot from 30 yards out, high and wide, and it remains 1-0. Well, a poor effort from the Brazilian, who's been great today. 7 minutes of stoppage time. One of them's already been played as Seiko comes forward and plays the ball down the right. Going down is Pak Shao. Free kick given, nothing in it. Well, actually, it's Emerson down holding his ankle. Sangante is furious. He can't believe that's been given. The referee says he saw it, and he saw him catch him. He was half the field away from the incident. And actually, just watching it in slow-mo, Ederson got there, and there's no contact at all. Sangante stepped in to try and win the ball. His foot between the legs of Emerson. No contact at all. Emerson threw himself down. And that's that. Desiree Doué has scored for PSG. They lead Brest by 1-0. Their goal difference so much higher than Lens. With 2 games to play, Lens 6 points behind, so technically PSG haven't won it, but with a goal difference 15 better than Lens, you would feel that PSG will be champions once again. They are, of course, in the Champions League final 2. They will play Arsenal in the end of season clash for their 2nd successive European crown. They will be French champions, PSG, you feel, as Toulouse have had a red card. Aaron Dunham sent off in the 79th minute. They lead Lyon by 2-1. Rennes 2, Paris 1. PSG 1, Brest 0, as I say. Monaco 0, Lille 1. Metz 0, Lorient 2. It's 1-0 here. Marseille leading Le Havre. Marseille with the ball on the right-hand side. Auxerre 2, Nice 1. Angers 1, Strasbourg 1. As Yassine Ketchta being told off by the referee in the 2nd minute of the 7 added on. Højbjerg arguing 2. And play will continue on the right-hand side from a throw-in, which will be taken by Kofi. Right-hand side. It's taken long towards the edge of the box and stabbed away. Here is Lego for Marseille, who lets the ball run out of play. And that will be a throw-in, which Benjamin Pavard staunters over to take. He throws it forward and into the chest of Vermeeren, the Belgian, who's pushed off the ball, and the throw-in goes away to Le Havre, who take it quickly down the left. Brought down by Samata, who's bundled to the ground and wins a free kick. He holds the ball as Marseille looks to slow it down, puts it on the deck and takes it quickly. The ball's rolling. The referee's not having that, but surely he needs to tell the Marseille players off for surrounding him. But Le Havre don't give him time. Seiko to Lloris. They're pushing for an equaliser here. Le Havre with Sangante and Pembele, who loses the ball, and Marseille able to clear up towards the halfway line where Lloris steps up to win the ball back. Ketcher with a touchback. Here come Marseille once more as Seiko steps in to win the ball back and is able to spray it wide to Sangante, who goes around and wins a free kick for Le Havre, the captain. 3 minutes of the 7 are up. They're looking for a goal, for a leveller, to prevent it being 12 straight losses to Marseille, but more importantly, to move 2 points clear rather than 1 of the relegation playoff spot. Auxerre below them on 31 points. They're on minus 12 goals, better than Le Havre. Nice on minus 23 goals. They're also on 31 points, so it will go down to the final day as things stand. Le Havre will play Lorient, who are currently 2-0 up against bottom club Metz. Lorient in 9th place, but really have nothing to play for. They're on 45 points, way behind Monaco in 7th on 54, and Marseille in 6th on 56 points. Reminder, Marseille will play Rennes on the final day. As things stand, that will be for a place in the Europa League. Marseille have got much better goal difference than Rennes. Left-hand side, the ball with Le Havre, who come forward through Samare. Out it goes for a throw-in, which will be taken by Kofi, who looks forward. It's headed down and out. Cleared long by Balerdi. Balerdi up to Largo. It's Marseille try and bring it away. It's won back on the left by Kofi, and out for a throw-in. And Habib Beya tells his players to calm down, to slow down, and to let this game happen. Well, at the start of today, there was a permutation that if Marseille lost and both Monaco and Rennes won, Marseille would be out of Europe altogether. Well, now they're staring down the barrel of at least Conference League football and quite possibly Europa League 2. Recovery today, which has seen them rise to 6th in the table, 3 points behind Rennes in the Europa League place of 5th. Marseille with the ball, they give it away in the centre circle. 5 minutes of the 7 added on are up. Lloris forward and left down towards Samare, who wins the header. No one there though, and Balerdi will come across to win it and hoof it up into the Normandy sky. Out of play it goes for a throw in on the left. Enzo Kofi to take it. Le Havre continuing to pile on the pressure as the seconds tick away. They throw it to Ayumi Seiko, the centre half. He's got an option to his right in Aruna Sangante, the captain, who hurries his players forward but can't play a ball forward and has to go back to Mori Giao, the goalkeeper. Right foot up into the sky, looking long. Players forward, none of them find it, and it's bobbled back onto the halfway line where Rasoul Njai will pick it up. He's got Yassine Ketcher inside. He loses the ball, and Højbjerg is pushed to the ground. No foul as Ketcher thinks he's won it back, but Højbjerg does really well to get up onto his feet and to continue the play and to set through here. I think it's El Kadamari, the substitute, who fires in. Le Havre 0, Marseille 2. It's done, it's dusted. With a minute to go, it's Pak Chau who scored. Scrappy in the centre of the half. Højbjerg pushed to ground, somehow able to rise to his feet and stab it away. And he stabbed it between the lines and straight through to Pak Chau, who's in on goal, but I think he's offside. As it stands, it's 2-0. VAR will look at this. VAR will deem it offside. A lovely right-footed finish in and off the same post that Mason Greenwood scored off. But Pak Chau will be offside, and I think the goal will be disallowed. It is 2-0 at the moment. Højbjerg threading it through. Barbosa, Pak Chau with the finish. VAR looking. The 7 minutes of added time are up. Lorient have got a third against Metz. And well, Marseille, regardless, will be going 6th, but they would like that bonus goal for their goal difference. VAR are listening. Well, the referee is listening to VAR. Benoit Bastien points to his ear once and twice. It's going to be offside. Pak Chau, to my eyes, was 2 or 3 yards off. We await confirmation. The referee blows his whistle, signals to the monitor. Offside the call. Correct decision. It remains 1-0. Auxerre have beaten Nice by 2-1. So Nice 16th, 31 points from 33 played, minus 23 goals. Auxerre in 15th, 31 points, minus 12 goals after 33 played. Le Havre have also played 33. Their game continues in the 7th minute of stoppage time. They're on 32 points and minus 14 goals. Lille have beaten Monaco, Rennes have beaten Paris, and Auxerre have beaten Nice. Will be one last chance for Le Havre, who send the goalkeeper Mori Giao forward. Giao up and onto the back line. It will be a free kick from deep. Over it is Yassine Ketcher. This an important moment in the relegation battle, well, the relegation playoff battle as it is. A last chance free kick for Le Havre, who's got it just shy of the halfway line. Forward it goes down the left, out to Samare, who wins the header, flicks it inside, it bubbles around and it will be cleared, will it? Not quite, stabbed goalwards and wide. Well, Le Havre with a chance through Abong, who couldn't got there, and Simon Ebenard can't find the target. Lorient have got a 4th against Metz. Full time there, 2 goals in a minute at the end. Abom in the 97th, Cadiao in the 98th. Bolero raced back to his feet for Marseille, who lead by a 0-0 here. Surely the referee will blow his whistle. Marseille into 6th. Benoit Bastien looks at his watch as Geronimo Rulli, who's been by far and away the best player on the pitch, puts the ball on the marker. The stadium, the Stade Oceanic, empties, or at least 3 sides of it do. Those Marseille fans are going nowhere. 99 minutes have been played. This surely the final action, as Rulli sends it up into the sky. The referee looks down at his watch and blows the whistle. Marseille are up and into 6th. They know that a win next weekend against Rennes will seal European football for them. Europa League football at least. So Marseille 6th on 56 points, Monaco 7th on 54 and Rennes 5th on 59. Marseille have beaten Le Havre away from home by 1-0, their 12th win in a row in all competitions against Le Havre. Well, Mason Greenwood won a free kick. He played it in and off the arm of Lucas Corner-Duath, the youngster for Le Havre. He stepped up to take the penalty, Greenwood, in and off the uprights to make it 1-0. Le Havre had their chances. Geronimo Rulli with a triple save in the first half to see it 0-0 at half-time, and in the second it was a penalty for Sofiane Boufal which came off the crossbar, headed goalwards by that man Ndiaye, and an excellent scrambling save from Geronimo Rulli, who was the player of the match by far. He secured 3 points for Marseille. He's put them into a Conference League spot with a chance to go for the Europa League next week. Full time here, Marseille 1, Le Havre 0. Le Havre in 14th, they know that they must get points next weekend to avoid a relegation playoff. Auxerre a point below them, Nice a point below them, and on the final day, Le Havre could face that relegation playoff if they aren't able to secure a win. Marseille know a win for them would seal Europa League football. What a game it was. Le Havre 0, Marseille 1.